There is a guy in Louisiana who has put over 600,000 miles on his 2007 GMC Sierra. Same engine, same transmission, never once cracked open for a major rebuild. 600,000 miles. That is the equivalent of driving to the moon and halfway back. Meanwhile, there are people out there killing their Sierras before 150,000 miles and blaming the truck. It is not the truck. It is what they are doing to it, or, more accurately, what they are not doing. Today, I am breaking down 10 maintenance tricks that separate the trucks that hit 500,000 miles from the ones that end up in a junkyard with a blown head gasket at 180,000. Some of these are obvious. A few of them, your dealership will never tell you because they would rather sell you a new one. This is how you make your GMC Sierra practically unkillable. Trick number 10. Stop ignoring your transmission fluid. GM will tell you the transmission fluid in your Sierra is lifetime fluid. That is technically true, because the lifetime they are referring to is the lifetime of the transmission, not the lifetime of the truck. There is a big difference. The 4L60E and the 6L80 transmissions that come in most Sierras are solid units, but they are not invincible. Heat is their worst enemy, and old burnt transmission fluid is basically liquid heat damage sitting inside your gearbox. Every shift generates friction, every toe generates heat, and every mile you drive on dark burnt fluid is a mile closer to a hard shift and a rebuild. Here is what the guys running these trucks past 400,000 miles do. They change the transmission fluid and filter every 50,000 miles, not 100,000, not when it starts slipping, every 50,000 miles. A fluid and filter change costs about $150 to $200 at an independent shop. A rebuilt transmission costs $3,000 to $5,000. The math is not complicated. Drop the pan, swap the filter, refill with Dexron 6, and your transmission will shift smooth for decades. Skip it, and you will feel that first hard shift around 120,000 miles. By then, the damage is already done. Trick number 9. Use the right oil and change it early. GM says you can go 7,500 miles between oil changes on a Sierra. And look, if you were driving nothing but highway miles in mild weather with no load in the bed, maybe. But if you tow anything, idle in traffic, drive in dust, or live anywhere that gets genuinely hot or cold, you are on what GM calls the severe schedule. And almost nobody reads that part of the manual. The severe schedule says 3,000 to 5,000 miles. That is a massive difference from 7,500. The Vortec 5.3 and the newer 5.3 Ecotec engines run hot, especially under load. Old oil breaks down, loses viscosity, and stops protecting metal surfaces. That is when you get cam wear, lifter failure, and oil consumption problems that snowball into major engine damage. Every high-mileage Sierra owner I have ever talked to changes their oil between 4,000 and 5,000 miles using a quality full synthetic. Mobil 1, AMSOIL, Pennzoil Platinum, pick one and stick with it. Consistency matters more than brand loyalty. And always swap the filter at the same time. A fresh filter with old oil is pointless, and fresh oil with a clogged filter is even worse. AC Delco or Wix filters are the standard. Stay away from the bargain bin stuff at the parts store. Trick number 8. Address the lifter problem before it addresses you. If you own a 2007 or newer Sierra with the 5.3-liter V8, you already know about active fuel management, also called AFM. GM designed it to save fuel by shutting down 4 cylinders when the truck does not need full power. Clever idea on paper, absolute nightmare in practice. The AFM lifters are the #1 failure point on these engines. When they collapse, you get a misfire, a ticking noise, and a check engine light. If you ignore it, that collapsed lifter chews up the camshaft, and now you are looking at a $4,000 to $6,000 repair. It is not a question of if the AFM lifters will fail, it is when, and the answer is usually somewhere between 80,000 and 150,000 miles. Here is the trick. You can disable AFM with a tuner or a Range Technology AFM disabler module for about $150 to $300. That little device keeps all 8 cylinders firing all the time. You lose maybe 1 mile per gallon in fuel economy. What you gain is a motor that runs without eating itself from the inside. Guys who disable AFM early and run quality oil are getting 300,000 miles out of these 5.3s without cracking the valve covers. That is not an exaggeration. That is documented in forums with odometer photos to prove it. Quick thing before we get into the next tricks on this list. The analytics on this channel show that nearly 80% of you watching right now have not hit subscribe. You are showing up, watching the full breakdown, but the algorithm has no idea you actually want to see more of this content. If you have made it this far, you obviously care about keeping your Sierra on the road for the long haul. Hit subscribe so the next video actually shows up in your feed. Now let us keep going. Trick number 7. Cool your engine before it cooks itself. The cooling system on a Sierra is not a set it and forget it situation. Coolant breaks down over time. It gets acidic. When coolant turns acidic, it starts corroding your radiator, your heater core, and your water pump from the inside out. You will not see it until something starts leaking or your temperature gauge pegs to the right on a summer afternoon. The fix is straightforward. Flush and replace your coolant every 60,000 miles or 5 years, whichever comes first. Use DexCool or a compatible OAT coolant. Do not mix green and orange coolant. That creates a gel-like substance that clogs passages and destroys water pumps. While you are in there, inspect the radiator hoses and squeeze them. If they feel mushy, swollen, or cracked, replace them immediately. A blown hose on the highway means your engine overheats in under 2 minutes, and a single overheat event can warp cylinder heads and blow head gaskets. A $12 hose can save you a $4,000 engine job. Replace the thermostat every 100,000 miles too. They get lazy, they stick open, your engine runs cold, fuel economy drops, and moisture builds up inside the crankcase. None of that is good for longevity. Trick number 6. Grease your chassis like your truck depends on it. Modern trucks come with sealed ball joints and tie rod ends. GM says they are lubed for life. By now you know exactly how much that phrase is worth. The Sierras that hit extreme mileage almost always have grease zerks installed on every ball joint and tie rod end. You can buy aftermarket joints with zerks already built in, or you can drill and tap the factory ones yourself. Then you grease them every oil change. 5 minutes of work with a grease gun every 5,000 miles. When you do not grease these components, the original lubricant dries out, dirt and moisture get in, and the joint wears down to bare metal. A worn ball joint does not just cause a clunk over bumps. It causes uneven tire wear, vague steering, and, in a worst-case scenario, the wheel folds under the truck at highway speed. That is not dramatic for effect. There are pictures of it in every truck forum you have ever visited. A grease gun costs $30. A tube of chassis grease costs $5. Replacing a control arm and ball joint at a shop costs $600 to $1,000 per side. Grease your truck. Trick number 5. Stop running cheap fuel filters. The fuel filter on a Sierra, particularly the older models with the inline filter under the driver's side door, is one of the most neglected parts on the entire truck. Here is the chain reaction that happens when you ignore it. A clogged fuel filter starves the engine. When the engine is starved for fuel, the fuel pump works harder to compensate. When the fuel pump works harder, it overheats. When the fuel pump overheats, it dies. And a fuel pump replacement on a Sierra runs $800 to $1,200 with labor because the mechanic has to drop the entire tank to get to it. Replace the fuel filter every 30,000 miles. The part costs $15 at any auto parts store. It takes maybe 20 minutes to change with basic hand tools. There is genuinely no excuse not to do this. For newer Sierras with the in-tank filter, you are not off the hook. Run a quality fuel system cleaner through the tank every 15,000 miles. Gumout, Techron, or Seafoam all work well. Your injectors will stay clean, your fuel pump will run cooler, and your engine will thank you with smoother idle and better fuel economy over the long term. Trick number 4. Treat your differentials like they exist. Almost nobody changes their differential fluid. I am not exaggerating. I have talked to people with 200,000 miles on their Sierra who have never once touched the front or rear diff. They did not even know it had fluid in it. The fluid in your differentials is doing the same job as engine oil. It is lubricating gears that are under extreme pressure every time you accelerate, turn, or tow. And just like engine oil, it breaks down over time, collects metal shavings from normal gear wear, and loses its ability to protect those surfaces. Change front and rear differential fluid every 50,000 miles. If you tow or haul regularly, bump that down to every 30,000. Use 75W90 synthetic gear oil, and on the rear diff, add a limited slip additive if you have a posi traction unit. You will know you need it if your truck chatters or chirps going around tight turns in a parking lot. This is a $40 job if you do it yourself. 2 drain plugs, 2 fill plugs, and about 30 minutes per axle. It prevents the kind of catastrophic gear failure that turns a perfectly good rear end into scrap metal overnight. Trick number 3. Protect the frame before rust eats it alive. This one is specifically for anyone in the Rust Belt, the Northeast, the Midwest, or anywhere they dump salt and brine on the roads in winter. GM trucks from 1999 to 2013 are notorious for frame rust. There have been class action lawsuits and buyback programs over it. The factory undercoating on these trucks is basically decorative. It chips off within a few years and exposes bare steel to road salt. If you want your Sierra to see 500,000 miles, you need to get underneath it and address the frame directly. Fluid film is the product most high-mileage truck owners swear by. It is a lanolin-based spray that creeps into seams, channels, and crevices to prevent oxidation. Apply it every fall before salt season starts. The product costs about $50 to $80 and it takes an afternoon with a spray gun or a can and a long extension nozzle. If you already have surface rust forming, hit it with a wire wheel or wire brush first, treat it with a rust converter like POR 15, and then coat it with fluid film or a rubberized undercoating. Do not just spray over rust and pretend it is handled. That is like painting over mold on a wall. The rot keeps going underneath, and by the time you notice, the frame is compromised. A frame swap on a Sierra costs more than the truck is worth. Preventing rust costs less than a tank of gas twice a year. There is no decision to make here. Trick number 2. Replace your spark plugs on schedule, not when they fail. GM says platinum plugs last 100,000 miles, and they can, but lasting and performing well are two very different things. A spark plug that is technically still firing at 100,000 miles is not firing efficiently. The gap has widened, the electrode has eroded, and the spark is weaker. That weak spark means incomplete combustion, which leads to worse fuel economy, increased carbon buildup on the valves, and extra stress on your catalytic converter. The high mileage crowd replaces plugs every 60,000 to 80,000 miles. Use AC Delco Iridium plugs, which are the OEM specification for most Sierras. Do not go cheap on spark plugs. A set of 6 or 8 quality plugs costs $40 to $70 depending on your engine. A catalytic converter replacement costs $1,500 to $2,500. The math writes itself every time. While you have the plugs out, inspect the spark plug wires or coil packs depending on your model year. Cracked boots, corroded connectors, and worn insulation all cause misfires that feel exactly like plug problems. Replace coil packs at the first sign of a misfire code. Do not just swap the plug and hope the problem goes away, because it will come back worse. Trick number 1. Wash the undercarriage every 2 weeks in winter. I know, this sounds way too simple to be the number 1 trick on this list, but I have talked to mechanics who specialize in high-mileage trucks, guys who have seen hundreds of Sierras and Silverados come through their shops, and every single one of them says the same thing. The trucks that last are the trucks that get washed underneath on a regular basis. Salt, brine, calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, all of it collects in the frame rails, the brake lines, the fuel lines, the control arms, and every bracket, bolt, and clip on the underside of your truck. If you leave it sitting there, it eats through metal. Slowly at first, and then all at once. You will not notice it from the outside until a brake line snaps at 65 miles per hour, or a control arm bolt shears off going over a pothole. Both of those have happened to Sierra owners who thought their trucks looked fine from the outside. Every 2 weeks during salt season, take your truck through a touchless car wash that has an undercarriage blast option. Or pick up a pressure washer attachment designed for undercarriage cleaning and do it yourself at home. It takes 5 minutes and costs a few dollars. The corrosion damage it prevents is worth thousands in parts and labor you will never have to spend. The guys running Sierras past 500,000 miles are not doing anything exotic or revolutionary. They are just doing the boring stuff consistently. Clean underneath, quality fluids changed on schedule, regular inspections under the truck, and they never wait for something to break before they deal with it. Every single trick on this list costs less than $100. Most of them cost less than $50. But combined, they are the difference between a Sierra that gets traded in at $200,000 with a seized caliper and a blown lifter, and one that is still hauling loads at 500,000 miles with the original drivetrain. The truck is built to go the distance. The question is whether the owner is willing to put in the effort. If you want to see which model years of the Sierra are the most reliable and which ones you should avoid entirely, that video is on screen right now. I will see you in the next one.